Can I buy a home during COVID-19? The answer is yes, and it might even be a great time to buy a home during COVID-19 because there's less competition out there. But the process has definitely changed. First, there's no more open houses. So in order to see a home, you need to schedule a showing with your buyer's agent. And we're asking you to do all of your homework up front to make sure that you actually want to see the home. So that would mean looking at all the marketing, going on the virtual tour, maybe even Googling it and looking at Google Maps to check out the neighborhood. Once you've decided to see a home, you would schedule the showing, and then you might be asked to provide a pre-approval and even sign a COVID-19 waiver prior to the showing. Lastly, once you go on the showing, you'll be asked to wear a mask and gloves and booties and practice social distancing and not to touch anything in the home. Once you've decided that you like a home and you want to make an offer, the next step is typically to do an inspection. Inspectors are still doing inspections. Some inspectors are doing them without the buyers and some inspectors are doing them with the buyers. When they're doing them without the buyers, they're supplying the typical report and photos, and they might even FaceTime the buyer during the process to go over a certain issue. After the inspection, the next thing that we usually get to is the closing. And at the closing, the difference that we're seeing is that there's fewer people at the closing. It's just typically the buyer and the buyer's attorney. And they're asking buyers to practice all the CDC guidelines of wearing a mask and gloves and maybe even bringing your own pen to the closing. After the closing, we need to register the deed. And that typically is pretty easy in Massachusetts, as most registries accept electronic filing. But if for some reason you can't file electronically, you may experience a delay of a day or two. And this is something you could address with your attorney ahead of time. So it is possible to buy a home. And if you have any questions about buying or selling during COVID-19, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to help you. Thanks so much.